Hey there, Vaughn Tom 2020 with 2020 MC Gaming, and today I'm here with another tutorial. Today's tutorial is on a crafting system. Now, here's the rationale. At a certain point in the game, most people are going to have a farm that is going to be producing a lot of drops. Like behind me, my high output slime farm, which is making a lot of slime balls, which need to be crafted into a lot of slime blocks for the flying machines I'm going to be making for a project down the road. And it's a high output farm, and I need a lot of blocks. And crafting them manually is no fun. So here we have an automated crafter, simple to build, small footprint, and you can connect it directly to any high output farm that's going to require any kind of processing or crafting of any kind. Slime blocks, kelp blocks, iron blocks, anything that you're going to craft, you can do it here. So here we are, the super fast automatic crafting station, hooked up to my super fast slime farm. We're going to make some slime blocks. You'll see before us a trap door, a crafting table. Before we go there, we're going to adjust the sound. We're going to turn the blocks down to about, say, 5% because those droppers get a little bit loud. And we're going to turn the friendlies down too because I think that, I'm not sure. Sometimes like minecarts are friendly. They make sounds on the friendly channel. But anyway, here we go. I'm going to step in there. The drops are going to land on the trap door above our heads, and we're going to stand on the pressure plate. And there we go. See our inventory filling up? So clicking on the crafting table, we can just start crafting slime blocks as our inventory fills up. And it's about that easy. And then when we're done, all we got to do is step off the pressure plate and it will stop spitting out these slime balls at us. I'm going to turn it down a little bit further. There we go. All right, that's about enough of that. Let's just pick up the rest of the drops. Turn them into blocks. And, oh, I didn't bring a chest. Let's get a chest. I might want these later. I might need them for something. All right, dropping a chest right here. Filling it up. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to take a look at the thing, and we're going to dig into just how simple it is. So what we've got here is a row of approximately 10 droppers, and we've got glass covering them up, and we've got hoppers feeding into them, a water channel down the middle. And they basically spit out the slime balls into the water channel, which brings it to us by dropping it through this gate onto that trap door. The observers receive a signal from this observer clock, two observers facing into each other, that ultimately power these rails, which power the droppers, through this very simple clock that basically involves this redstone torch powering and unpowering to make that sticky piston move over. And we're going to test that out. See, move that thing over there. It faces the observers together. And now the whole farm is clicking. And this is why you want to have that glass on top. It looks incredible over there. Okay, let's go ahead and clean up our mess real quick. So taking a closer look, you'll see these two observers. They're going to power the powered rails when the observer clock puts a signal through. There's powered rails right here. There's a row of them on both sides, one for each set of droppers. They are going to be observed by the observers directly above them. And the observers directly above them are going to blink that signal right into our droppers, which is going to activate them to spit out their contents into the water stream that we've got. All in all, it's a very, very compact farm for what it provides. Now it does have a little bit of redstone underneath. It's very, very simple. 2 repeaters, 2 redstone dusts. That block has a pressure plate. It feeds it to this torch, which powers a piston, which drives the clock. And this part right here, as you can see, it's the same machine. It's just not skinned, so you can just get down there and look at it. Nice and simple. Nothing fancy here. So the way it works is when you step on that trapdoor right there, you'll see the piston moves forward the observer to form the observer clock. Step off, it turns off. Step back on, it turns back on. Super simple, unbreakable, and actually quite easy to assemble. Okay, so let's talk application. Right here, this one is connected to our very large iron golem farm. So we are feeding it with a couple of hopper minecarts coming from large chests. And of course, the hopper would come from the farm itself. We got a double set of rows of rails going into these chests right here, feeding these hoppers, which ultimately feed into the droppers. And there's our iron. So exact same setup, exact same number of droppers and the glasses in between them. I probably should have put some glass there. Let's put some glass there. All right. So let's see what it looks like in action. So we step on, and here it comes. So we could be crafting iron blocks. We could be crafting iron bars. Maybe you need, I don't know, 60 buckets, whatever. It really comes in handy with high output farms like some of the iron farms that can be putting out a good single chest full of stacks of iron blocks per hour, or iron bars per hour, whichever. You need to come in every now and again and craft those things into blocks for storage, and this is where a machine like this would really pay off. This is one of the ways that a machine like this would really pay off. Here's another application, and this one is going to demonstrate a couple of different things. What we've got it hooked up to is a guardian farm, so we can make sea lanterns. Now, the recipe for sea lanterns is the prismarine crystals, and you'll need 5 of them per lantern. So we've got 5 droppers on that side, and prismarine shards, and it only requires 4 of them per lantern, so we've got 4 on this side. And we've got them feeding directly from our guardian farm. Now they're coming in through a standard impulse sorter, and of course I've got it split up a little bit. So this one right here filters out the shards into this side. The middle slice filters out the crystals into this side. And then this channel right here filters out the fish and the other stuff. So the magic here is that it is going to be feeding us our ingredients in the exact correct proportions to make the lanterns, so we don't have any leftovers. So we could just sit here and let our inventory fill up and make ourselves sea lanterns until we're sick of them. And step off. It's going to run for a second after you step off. Just use them up real quick. And look at that. An even number of sea lanterns, no leftovers. And let's store them because we might need them later. So finally, one last application, and I'm sure you guys will be creative enough to take over. This is a Cub Fan 135 kelp farm. Of course, I used a minecart down the middle. I'm not sure why. I was just goofing off with minecarts. Whatever. Anyway, I got sea pickles in here light up a little. Uh-oh. You're not supposed to be there, buddy. Yeah, he would have broken the farm if he'd grown up tall enough. Okay, so it's a standard kelp farm as per his as per Cub Fan's tutorial. We'll link to that. It could, you know, it's a good farm. I like it. So what we did was we connected this to one of the automatic crafting stations that I built. So it's going to pick up the kelp. It's going to deliver it to a minecart loader, hopper minecart loader. So it's not going to take off until the thing's completely full. And then it's going to deliver it to this row of furnaces. And it's just like in the video, you know, it's got the loop of track. You'll notice switches on the front of these furnaces so that you can get the XP out. And of course, it's optimally, in my opinion, it's going to be powered by bamboo or something like that as a fuel, because it's going to be a little bit less wasteful. You just have to have a pretty good bamboo farm going out. But hey, I got a tutorial for that. Check it out. So we've even got access on the side here, so you can get up in here and get the use these switches to get the XP, which is a pretty sweet deal. Hides all the machinery. And if you'll take a look, I've got ice in there for the bottom. Here's our fueling station. It's pretty much just like the other one, so let's give it a whirl. All right, so let's just craft us some kelp blocks while we're standing here doing nothing. We gotta work the farms. So if nothing else, a good station like this can actually save you from having to go around and do chores in the laborious way of emptying the chests and crafting them in your inventory, which is really the main selling point on them. Now, in personal usage, I've found that when these crafting stations are connected directly to a farm, it works pretty good, but you can also use it for like chests, furnaces, ladders, even sticks. Whatever you're going to be making in large quantities in any high output farm is really going to benefit from having something like this. Now, as I showed you, you can even do like dark prismarine, sea lanterns. We did kelp blocks. Another really good one would be the melons. We did the slime balls. We did the iron blocks. You know, if your server is really rich, you'd be doing like diamond blocks, emerald blocks from trading with the villagers, gold blocks from your pig farm. The list goes on. It can be really, really useful in a bunch of different ways. Another nice thing is it can be sized to fit your farm. This one is only 3 droppers, 3 hoppers, 3 pieces of rail, but the same clock and the same mechanism, basically. So you can size it down to fit your individual needs based on the size of your farm. And here's the 4 per side version. Most of the other ones I've got out here on this map are 5 or 6, and I've built them up to 8. So whatever your farm needs, whatever its output is, and however many droppers and however much storage you think you'll need, you just build it to scale. Now in this shulker here, I've got the basic things that you'll need, so I'm going to get my pickaxe out. Pretty simple stuff. Just pause the video and take a look and just pretty much, match the contents of the shulker. No big deal. So we're going to do this in survival mode, which means, of course, I'm going to start hungry. And the first thing we're going to do is dig a hole. 2 by 2 by 4, just like that. Now let's go ahead and fill up our inventory. Now that our inventory is full, we're going to start. That torch is where the pressure plate goes. So we're going to dig out 3 blocks. And we're going to fill them in so things are pretty. That block right there, chop it off. And we're going to place a block right there and a block right there. Now we're going to go ahead and place the pressure plate. I keep wanting to call it a trap door, man. It's a pressure plate. Get out the redstone torches and the repeaters and a little bit of redstone dust, and we'll do the redstone first. Okay, repeater, redstone dust, another repeater, and we're going to put a torch down on that block right there, a block on top of that, and a torch on top of that. That torch should be off, and when you look at it, it should look like this. For our next step, we're going to put down the blocks where the powered rails are going to go, and we're going to start 1 block past where that gap is. 5, and then we're going to put another row mirroring that. 3, 4, 5. All right, that done, we're going to line ourselves up with the back wall, put down 2 on the outside and 1 in the middle. And then we put the rails across these 2 beams right here. Now coming around to this side, we are going to get our observers. Place 1 against the side of that rail, and then 1 against that block. Should look like this. Now jumping up here, we're going to try to place 1 facing down on that rail right there. And then we're going to do that for the rest of the rails all the way down. Now we're going to do the other side. All right, perfect. Okay, so at the front of the farm, it should look something like this, right? Okay, now getting back up, we're going to put down 2 slime blocks. Then we're going to do another observer that's going to be little eyeballs, little faces facing down. Now pop those off. And then we're going to do a step forward and put another one right up against it. Now that we've done this, it's creating a redstone signal. So we're going to put a sticky piston on top of that torch, just like that. And now we go over here and we step on the plate and we notice it extends, and when it retracts, it pulls one of those observer blocks with it. Now everything is set up right. All we got to do is put some redstone dust down right there in front of that observer. And now everything is being powered. Should look just like this. So going to the other side and getting out our scaffolding blocks. We're going to fill up the middle. Now I got ice. I forgot to grab it. Whatever. It can be ice. It can be stone. It can be glass. It can be whatever your heart desires. Whatever you think is pretty. Whatever you think is functional. We're going to build up a wall of 3 across the back. And now time to get the droppers out. Droppers will be facing inward, situated right on top of the tail end of our observers. Both sides. Just like that. Alright, now that we've grabbed some glass blocks, what we're going to do is build up the front of it by making a row of 3 right across the front. And then we're going to put some up there. Like that. We're going to come out by 2 and bridge it across the middle. Should look just like this. And we can put some glass right there so we can see what's going on up there a little bit better. And let's go ahead and skin it up real quick. We'll just put a little wall across the front. Now, stepping forward, we're going to place the gate inside. Open it up. And then we're going to place a trapdoor right here to catch the drops. Should look just like that. Now, getting up on top, what we're going to do is we're going to put the water in. And we're going to cover it up so the drops don't go flying out. Now, water's not coming out. That's a really good sign right there. Let's get back up. All right, now let's glass it in real quick so the drops don't come flying out like I previously mentioned. All right. Now we're placing the hoppers down the sides right here, 1 per dropper. And that is going to wrap it up. All you got to do is build this thing next to your farm and it will serve you well. Let's clean up our mess. Okay, now that we've built this beast, what we're going to do is test it real quick to make sure all of the droppers are firing. So we put a block on the back of the piston, put a switch on that, and extend it. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to put 1 item in each of the droppers so we can see it fire. If they disappear out of that dropper immediately, like that, then we're done. So this is basically just a safety thing. I mean, you know, you never know what's going to happen. Anything could happen in this world. All right, and they all check out. So now we can clean up our drops real quick. And turn that thing off. Get rid of that extra block right there. And that's us finished. So that's us. That's our tutorial for today. These things actually are really fun. I've gone crazy trying to put them on like every farm we've got, making hay bales and slime blocks and everything. So if you enjoyed it, please give us a subscribe and a like. If you build it, please leave a comment below and tell us where you built it. With that, I'm going to sign off. Thank you very much and have a great day.